Hey, how you doing? Thank you for watching, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. If your friends haven't subscribed, tell them to subscribe. If you're going to comment, please subscribe. Thank you. So I'm enjoying doing this, and I am going to ask now that if there's anything that is so beautifully Kenyan and you believe that it's time I experienced it, please, please, please get in touch in the comment section, email me, and let me know where to see it, taste it, touch it, feel it, wear it, all right? So my episode 4 of It's Kenyan, if it's awesome and fabulous, I'll tell you about it. It's Kitengela Glass, and not just because they do awesome goblets and glasses and vases and water jugs and little trinkets. It's just, for me, Kitengela Glass has been wooing me and then stopped wooing me from about 17 years ago. I used to have a job in Lonro House, and I remember being sent a box because Kitengela Glass used to actually be in Lonro House on the ground floor. And I got a box of these glasses. Now, when you're like 21, 22, what do you know? You know what I mean? You're like, it's nice, but how come they don't look like the ones out of the supermarket? It's only later on in life I realized every time I served water or juice in them in my house, everybody was like, wow. And then I remember like 3 or 4 years later, I got another box, and this was like commercial quantities. And I remember calling and saying, you really, really need to stop doing this. So I haven't received gifting from Kitengela Glass in a long time, but now I gift it like crazy. All my vases in my house, and I am a flower girl. I really am. Are Kitengela Glass. I keep saying when I grow up, I'm going to have Kitengela Glass chandeliers in my house. And I'm also going to have like Kitengela murals and little pieces hanging in my house because I just think they do the best work. However, here's something for you to do. You need to actually go and see the glass being blown. My niece and my daughter actually had an excursion and went to see this happening, because it's important they do not assume that glass comes from Nakumat. It is actually created, and they saw the creation promise. So number 1 in episode 4 of It's Kenyan, Kitengela Glass. Number 2 is Swahili Princess, just the most beautiful African dolls there is. Since probably last year, December, I think I bought a total of 12 and given them away as well to girls who are just really happy to have them, and mothers who looked at me and said, and I'm like, I know. Do not go to Toy World at ABC Place. I bought the last 2 the other day. So unless, you actually told they've been restocked, I think you should get them for the simple reason that I think it's useless to wake up and start telling a teenage girl who's 12, 13, 14, 15, you should love the skin you're in. Being African is awesome. Yet all you did from the time she could actually say this is that you gave her a doll that had blonde hair and blue eyes. We've got to also interrogate what it is we're trying to say later on in life when it's too late. I think if you start with the right message, you'll be fine. I've always loved this line, and I tell it to anybody I can think of. The gentleman called Tom Omanga, who reminds every person he works with that things don't go wrong, they start wrong. Let's start right with Swahili Princess dolls. This, for me, is a favorite, and I think I worry that maybe I've said too much about it already on Facebook, but I still think it's one of those great Kenyan items. I call them Beckys Blankets because the person who makes the blankets is Becky Ndegwa. I think she calls her company Indigo 6. I have no idea why. But there's a Masai blanket, and then there's a Masai blanket that has been layered with fleece and stitched together, and it's just warm, and you sit there and you snuggle and you watch TV on it, and it's just like, wow. I probably, and I say this knowing I'm going to get the look from these two, Becky's blankets are my love gift. If you matter to me in any form or manner, you have received one from me, and it has your name. I think it's one of those great items, and I love the people who buy them for everybody else abroad, because for me, it's my number 1 winter gift as well. So if I've got people leaving the country, October, November, December, especially if you live, in countries that don't get this sort of weather, you know that you have definitely a blanket from Indigo 6. I call them Becky's Blankets. I don't know why she doesn't. This is actually me exercising my nepotism, but it's a good one. So Nero Collection is probably the most funky, beautiful Kisi soapstone you've ever seen, because it has color. It is blue, it is orange, it's green, it's red, and it's just well crafted. Now, Nero Collection is done by my cousin, Jacinta Kyoko Mwaura. And you can find her stuff anyway. If you go to Bazaar, you go to the Christmas Craft Fair, you go to Spinner's Web, you will find her stuff. It's just the most awesome gift item you can ever have. I have several of the candle holders and also salad bowls, and these things are just awesome. I'm sure you're telling me, Caroline, Kisii Soapstone, all Kisii Soapstone in Kenya is boring. It's beigeish and light white and, you know, nonsense. My cousin's Soapstone collection is bright and cheerful and just awesome. So yes, this is me practicing nepotism well, because you can't even argue with her quality, okay? And then my last one is Alive and Kicking footballs. I think I probably encountered Alive and Kicking 8 years ago. This is when, you know, Radul and I used to go and watch football everywhere, and where we couldn't watch football, and especially in high schools and primary schools, you're like, okay, you have a team, let's give you some footballs. And the reason I say I love Alive and Kicking footballs is, once again, great gift if you're going to a school, you're going to a home, you're campaigning. Give the kids a gift that they can share. And I remember I used to do this a lot. Even when we used to visit the IDPs at my Mahiu, we would go with like 10 footballs from Alive and Kicking. And it's just that if there's one thing that gets kids together immediately, it's a football. And it doesn't matter whether they're boys or girls. And Alive and Kicking do amazing branding. So by the way, if your ego has got to be part of this giving, go right ahead. But they also do an awesome job. I know you can afford to buy cheap footballs for nothing from China, but once in a while, just in case you're thinking one day that your business will do well, you best support another Kenyan business, okay? So that's my 5 for this week. If you feel there's something I really need to experience so we can, you know, continue growing this particular repertoire, email me. I'll put the email below, or just add it in the comments, but only do so if you subscribe, okay? Good.